What's up, everyone? How's it going? Spawning in the southwest, we have coRe as our red HRE player. In the northeast of Gorge, we have Valdemar, our yellow Chinese player. What are these sheeps doing? Okay, they're just prepping themselves. Very standard over here. Grab the 50 wood, move over, drop the mill, have the Imperial official observe it or supervise it, stare at it intently, making sure they do their job. These villagers should be on the sheep. A little bit of miss micro going on there, and then the village does get dropped for our Chinese player. Over here with our HRE, very standard as well. Wait, where are your? You only have 4 on food, coRe. Generally it'd be 5, and then you just queue over your villagers to gold little by little, but instead he has the APM for it, so he's just going to micro his prelate around in order to make sure all his villagers do get buffed up nice and well. Very standard openers from both, nothing too out of the ordinary. Keep in mind, I think it's Valdemar that is top 25 at the moment, or no, coRe that's top 25 on coRe, and Valdemar is top 50. So these are some of the best players playing against each other right now. We'll see what happens. We'll see what kind of shenanigans occur in this matchup, even though we have seen this matchup since AoE4's inception. Both of these are classic civilizations. They are the original 8, 2 out of the original 8. The meta has changed a lot since then. There's been a lot of patches, a lot of updates. So, of course, this is a completely different matchup than it was 2 years ago. But it's essentially the same exact matchup that's happened since last month. Oh, this is the... It's been 1 month since the release of the DLC. Congratulations to the DLC. It's made it a whole month. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. I'm loving the expansion, loving these games, the casts, everything of the sort. That's kind of a... coRe, you do know you have the berries on the other side, right? Unless he plans on pushing those deer in or something? Yeah, not entirely sure. It is the Aachen Chapel coming up for coRe, and then for Valdemar, we do have the Imperial Academy. I don't know why he's positioning it there when he has such a nice spot right here to grab the berries, and so it would be wood, berries, and it'll still get the town center. If we switch over, it doesn't give us the radius, does it? No, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, I would have really preferred him to put it right here, but as usual, it is what it is. Single villager aging up for our Chinese player going into feudal. Is there anywhere? It might be a forward Barbican if he wants to go into the early song. And he'll have to put it about here. He does need to push this deer back a little bit so it doesn't just go out even further. And then the Barbican will eventually like kind of block its anchor. So where it'll normally go back to. Might be going... No, I don't think he's going to go into a fast castle, anything like that. Okay, Barbican is going to be going up on the berries and the stone. So he will be going for that second TC. Surprised that there's still villagers on gold though. Well, technically he still needs the gold for the Imperial officials, so not that surprising. How much gold do we have on this mill? Oh, there's only 17. So that means he's already done 2 drop-offs, and we do get another Imperial official getting queued up to start supervising the lumber camp. Lumber camp? Lumber mill? Yeah, lumber camp, mining camp, mill, village, Barbican. All right, over here, HRE. Nothing too surprising. Gonna try to go up to a fast castle. Has a lot of sheep under the town center. Ooh, he moved his sheep by accident. They're a little bit further than what they should be. Outpost coming up on the gold, very standard. Needs to defend his gold, make sure that his villagers are uninterrupted, and if they do get interrupted, at least he has a outpost to go back to. I don't know how I feel about this freaking Aachen. I really don't like it. I know I'm like talking about it so much, but I really don't like it, because once he runs out of sheep, he's gonna have to come over here to the berries, or he's gonna have to go for an earlier farm transition that's also 50 wood that's gonna be used to drop a mill right there, and then it's not gonna be in range of the Aachen. Yeah, I don't like it. coRe, why you do this? I don't know. I just really don't. And now we have the first of the Chukunu coming out. Valdemar is in the Song Dynasty. Barracks. Is he gonna supervise the archery range? Are we gonna get a Chukunu rush out of this, or are we going to... No, it just looks like he's making a couple of them, a few Chukunu, just to apply some sort of harassment. Stables is down for coRe. He will be making probably about 2 to 3 horsemen just to be a deterrent against any type of harass, but he can also move across the map and apply a little bit of pressure with them. Since he already does have his Regnant's Cathedral is coming down, 9 villagers are on it. I don't like that it's in front of the base either. That's a very, very scary position for that Regnant's. Since coRe does have his the outpost at his gold, it's not like that's going to be too big of a, or that will be a pretty big deterrent on Valdemar where he's going to be attacking. These villagers are a little susceptible to getting not necessarily killed, but getting idled, since it is in the front of the base. Let's see, nothing really out of Valdemar, but the age up is almost coming through. He already has a prelate out on the map as well, ready to pick one up, and it is the prelate that he had inside of his Aachen chapel. You see, 50 wood right there, 50 wood for no reason. coRe, freaking coRe. First relic does get picked up. We should see a prelate getting queued. Come on coRe, you have the gold for it. Okay, no prelate. There we go. There's the prelate getting queued up. We'll be popping out shortly in order to move over. Which one? Oh, you're getting, oh, you can't get that one. That one's walled in. So 2 of the relics have already been fully walled. Third one is in the process of getting walled as well. So the only one that hasn't been walled is the one that is on Valdemar's side of the map, which is generally considered the safe relic. The closest relic to you is considered the safe relic. This prelate's going to move over to this one, see that he can't get into it, and then immediately go back home. I feel very like, I think I drink my coffee too fast because I have this massive boost of energy out of nowhere. So there's that. We have 1 man-at-arms out right now, 1 knight out as well. A little bit of damage coming through onto the man-at-arms. Not gonna be too significant. It can always come back, get healed up by the prelate. Oh, put those villagers in, get more damage in. Yes. Good job, coRe. Scout is gonna go down. He should have kept the villagers in there a little bit longer. Since the relic is in there, it does increase the range, and he would have been able to get a lot of damage onto 1, maybe 2 of the spears. He wouldn't have gotten a kill, but they would have been pretty damaged. And now we have the prelate going all the way up here to the northernmost relic in order to try to pick that one up, since the other 3 are currently completely walled off. The man-at-arms should be moving out fairly soon in order to start burning these down, and we do have that early farm transition coming out for our archery player as well. Nice little night harass coming out over here for coRe onto Valdemar. Unable to get any villager kills, but that's totally fine as long as he's able to get some idle time. That's a lot of villagers that were idled. Let's see, what, 11 villagers total from the gold and from the wood. And Valdemar does know, or excuse me, yeah, Valdemar does know that coRe has taken, oh yeah, he is going to be able to see it. They're not going to walk past each other. That it was taken either by the, well, you could just, if you have map awareness, you will be constantly looking at your mini map to see if any of the relics have been taken. And since that's the only one that isn't walled off, that's the only one that you really have to pay attention to. Night does get picked off over here on the northeastern side of Valdemar's base. Age up does come through for Valdemar as well. Both of them are sitting on Castle Age. What did you go with? Of course it was the astronomical clock tower. It wouldn't be anything else. Yeah, that's pretty much the main thing you go for. A lot of villagers are getting pulled over here. 11 villagers in order to burn this down. Why so many villagers? He could have been making man-at-arms this entire time. Is he going to be going for a fast imp? That's kind of what it looks like. He's sitting on 1400 food right now, 800 food a minute, 700 gold, one villager currently on gold. I think he pulled all of his gold villagers in order to try to burn this down. The prelate will be able to pick this up as soon as that wall does crumble. And we still have the other two out on the map though. Only one relic has been picked up. What's attacking? Is there a wolf right here? Oh no, it's because I'm on Valdemar's perspective. So it was just telling me that his wall was under attack. Second relic will be coming back home for our Holy Roman Empire. Full walls coming up here on the western side of Valdemar's base. So that means he has the single relic in the middle that he could potentially still grab, and then the western one. The northern one just got picked up by a monk and will be going back home. One relic for Valdemar, two relics for, oh, nice little charge on that Chukunu, but the knight does have to back off before he gets stabby stabbed. Palace of Swabia does get dropped by HRE. It's getting dropped in the back of the base, and we're gonna see that villager count just grow substantially and extremely fast too. How is Valdemar so far ahead in the village? Oh yeah, Song Dynasty. Haha. It's been a while since I've casted or even watched a Chinese game. They have so many little nuances to them, just like their variant, of course, the Zushi Legacy. I'm a lot more familiar with them like at this very moment in time just because I've casted so many of their games. I probably have 2 games casted of for the Chinese, and there are 16 civilizations in total. So please bear with me if I kind of screw up a couple things here and there. 16 civilizations, memorizing every single little nuance of all of them. Yeah, that's a lot. And then it's called Bloomery, right? Bloomery. Barrels. No, I'm thinking of something that starts with a B, an upgrade that starts with a B. Anyways, gold mine is almost running out for coRe, his safe one. He does have a big one, to a big vein to the bottom, or to the direct south essentially, and then right next to it there is a little gold vein as well. So he's gonna be pretty good once he starts getting his military up. It's currently 3 military to 35. coRe has 2 prelates, 1 man-at-arms, and a knight in queue. That is it against Valdemar's 35, 8 Chukunu, 14 spears, 8 crossbows, 2 monks, and a single palace guard, 2 palace guards, and a single archer. This outpost is under fire. It does have the cannon emplacements. Emergency repair does go off on it. Fortification is coming through, plus the relic on it does make it very, very tanky. Nice. It's already gotten probably about 6 kills. Another shot will be going Yeah, there's the last one, and from downtown, able to pick off 2 more units. That range is absurd. Was it 11 point something, right? 11.4. Fortification finishes up on that gold vein, or on that outpost that was next to the gold vein. And even though there's a massive military difference, coRe is in a pretty good spot right now. He is sitting only on 2 relics though, compared to the 3 relics of Valdemar, but he's sitting in Imperial Age, right? So that alone, once the veterancies, or excuse me, once the elite upgrades do come through, gold is pretty damn close to running out. Stone is getting mined. The berry bushes have ran out. There isn't very much for coRe to do at the moment, nor is there much for Valdemar to do, because coRe is just going to sit back behind cannon emplacement outposts. He's going to be highly defensive, doesn't necessarily need the walls. He's just going to chill out and build up his farming eco in the back underneath the Aachen Chapel, and have quite a few cannon emplacements on his outpost. That's it. Of course, coRe would have loved to have a third, at minimum 3 relics, but that was really good game sense. And well, yeah, let's go with game sense from Valdemar to go out there and start walling those off. When he did, there was no aggression whatsoever from coRe, so Valdemar must have thought to himself, okay, he's gonna go for an extremely early fast castle. He's gonna try to start sending out his prelates pretty damn soon, so let me start walling off. And he was able to get those walls up on those relics very quickly, and it was just purely beneficial. A little bit of wood in order to deny long-term gold gain. This one royal knight is just being a nuisance, running around, not really getting much work done. I think he got a little bit of damage done onto a single villager when he first entered the base, but that was pretty much it. And now the prelate is going to be getting the southernmost sacred site. The center and northern sacred sites do belong to Valdemar. There's no way a sacred victory should be coming up for Valdemar, especially since this is going to be a cannon emplaced outpost with fortification on this sacred site. He's going to need an army to deal with that, especially once the emergency repair does come through. No upgrades for HRE whatsoever. His units are straight up naked, aside from elite upgrades, of course, and veterancies, things like that. But when it comes to his +1s, nothing. Valdemar, on the other hand, nice walls coming over here, very aggressive walls coming up on the eastern side of the map for Valdemar. He is sitting on +2 ranged armor, which I'm not entirely sure why. It's not like HRE build ranged units. I don't even think HRE players know what that is. Unlike Order of the Dragon, they love massing archers. They really do. So he does have +2 ranged armor, no melee attack armor, or melee armor, 1 ranged attack, +1 ranged attack, and none for his melee attack. Is there another? Okay, this time it's just a single man at arms that's being annoying. It's a lot cheaper and it gets the same job done. I like that a lot more than sending in a knight. Wait, what are you doing? Just taunting the TC. Like, bro, I could take more than you could dish out. And then he dies. A lot of production coming down now for HRE. We have stables. Oh, he did end up going for an archery range. What? That's surprising. Barn tilt about halfway done. Double-sided axe, tier 2 specialized pickaxe finally coming through as well, now that he's mining off of the gold, or the outer gold. There is a prelate there buffing up all the little villagers. Inspire. There is a keep as well to protect him from any potential run-bys. Meanwhile, over here with Valdemar sitting on 83 villagers, 36 military supplies, 15 spears, 10 crossbows, 6 chukanu, 1 hand cannoneer, 5 in queue though, 2 monks, a single palace guard, and a single archer. Another little run by over here with the decent amount of horsemen. More and more horsemen are coming out for coRe. He is going for a little bit of a trash unit composition while he just banks gold. Man-at-arms, spears, or excuse me, man-at-arms and horsemen. coRe sitting on 109 villagers, just because of that freaking Palace of Swabia. Insanely good compared to the 2 TC play of our Chinese player. He does have 40 military at the moment as well, 22 horsemen, 13 men-at-arms, 3 hand cannoneers, 2 prelates. Horsemen are trying to break through, unable to. Imperial Palace is coming down as well. The Spirit of the Gate, or Spirit Way, there you go, was the landmark of choice for our Chinese player in order to age up, and now he's going to be hitting Yuan dynasty. I'm pretty sure that's the last dynasty. We'll see in a few seconds. And now he is pushing, coRe is pushing forward with his horseman mass, gonna try to get control of the middle and start burning down these walls. Yes, Yuan dynasty is our last one. Wall does go down. Palisade Gate. There are horsemen still on the eastern side of the map. A single horseman over here on the south picking a fight against an archer. He will win that. And now going to attempt to neutralize. Oh, apparently not. He's just going to push forward. Good job, coRe. Going to push forward. Imperial Palace is dead set in the middle. Ability has already been used. Imperial spies to see where all the villagers are on the map for his opponent. Siege does start coming onto the Imperial. I think that's just to buy a little bit time for his horsemen to wrap around, break through, and attempt to get some villager kills. That's a lot of horsemen right there for coRe that are going to be doing some potential harass. Imperial Palace will go down 100% since nothing is coming to defend it, which there really isn't a reason to when you have so many horsemen about to slaughter your villagers. 1 villager does go down, 2 more potentially will go down. He decides to back off since the amount of spears here are just insane to deal with it. Imperial Palace, I was right. Imperial Palace does go down, and the push still continues for our HRE down the middle. On the northern side, more and more villagers are going down, or at least getting weakened. A total of 12 villagers have been killed, but the majority of Valdemar's army is up there, and it's allowing for these men-at-arms and hand cannoneers to push forward and start picking off units little by little as they do come out. We're going to be getting a defensive keep coming up, potentially rushed up as well. Yeah, that's a lot of villagers coming over in order to get that up. It will protect him for a bit longer, but how many villagers will go down? The army numbers are... Oh, why did that monk just go into the keep with into the TC? The push will get held. There were a lot of losses for our HRE player, heavy losses too, because the majority of those units are heavy in gold. As for Valdemar, a lot of the units that died for him were spears, so a lot of trash units did die for him, so it's not going to be making that big of a difference. In the center of the map, it has been captured, or the center sacred site has been captured for our Holy Roman Empire player, and now we're seeing forward outposts getting thrown up. He is getting pushed back little by little from these hand cannoneers, spears, and crossbows. The spears will make short work of the horsemen. There needs to be another type, some more buffer, there needs to just be more damage in the back line for our HRE players. As of right now, there really isn't much, and he needs to throw in a couple Lynch Connect to deal with these spears. If he had 4, 5, 6 Lash Connect right there, it would completely just decimate the front line of Valdemar, and then he'd be able to push through with the remaining horsemen and man-at-arms to the back line and deal with those crossbows and hand cannoneers, but instead he's just trying to muscle through it. I get it. That's what I like to do as well. Sometimes we gotta throw in some Lynch Connect though. Sometimes we need that little AoE damage in the front line. Even like I said, 4, 5, or 6 Lynch Connect would have made a world of a difference with that AoE cleave that they have. Forward outpost coming up with fortification. So what does it have? The cannon emplacement, right? Yeah, this one should be getting. Ooh, he doesn't have enough stone yet. Sold a bunch of gold right now in order to get the cannon and the fortification onto the forwardmost outpost. Elite horseman by himself trying to burn down that gate, but the hand cannoneer will be able to kill him off. And now coRe is just going to be posturing in the center of the map, biding his time until he feels comfortable pushing forward. 150 villagers for coRe, 49. Oh, sorry about that, guys. The screen jumped again. Okay, where was I? 150 villagers, 4 coRe, 46 military, 33 man-at-arms, 12 hand cannoneers, and a prelate chilling somewhere. Valdemar is sitting on 135 villagers. That's gonna be a lot of dead men-at-arms. They took so much damage for free right there, but they still make it to the back line, and they will be putting pressure onto those hand cannoneers. I don't think he killed. Okay, so he killed one hand cannoneer at least right there, but he lost 30-ish. He lost like 30 men-at-arms right there. He was sitting at almost 60 supply, and now, or 60 military, and now he's down to 16. These I don't think that one has emergency repair. No, it doesn't. This one should though, and it's fortified. Yeah, he lost about 30 man-at-arms right there for free. This hand cannon is, this cannon is still doing a lot of work. It's going to be able to get another shot off before they even get out of range too. Yes, there it goes. A lot of damage goes on there, and now coRe is sitting on 23 horsemen, 17 hand cannoneers. A bombard is out in play as well. For Valdemar, he has 127 villagers, 73 military, 35 hand cannoneers, 24 spears, 8 palace guards, 4 crossbows, a chukanu, and a prelate. Valdemar does have 2 rams in the back of this as well being made. coRe architecture is coming through. It's almost done. Fortification on the other outpost right here in the center of the map in order to secure this. I like how he doesn't have a single wall. coRe's like, walls, don't need those at all. Outpost in the back with a relic as well. Extra defense. That's all he's relying on is cannon in placed outposts to defend his entire base. Like, at this farm economy going on right now, that is massive. 54 villagers on food for coRe, 26 on wood, 36 on gold, 4 on stone. Currently sitting 200, 150 villagers, 41 military. The bank just isn't there though. If he loses this mass, he really can't afford to rebuild. He is queuing up quite 42. He has 42 man-at-arms queued up at the moment. He is losing hand cannoneers right here in the front, but so is Valdemar. Valdemar is losing just as many, if not more, units right there because of these double cannon outposts. We have a little bit of a run by over here on the southern side of the map as well, inside of coRe's base. Villagers are going to be going down slowly but surely. In the center of the map, coRe is trying to push forward, but those hand cannoneers are keeping their line. They are keeping the line and stopping them from being able to push all the way through. Palace guards, spears, hand cannoneers for our Chinese player, stay neutral with our Holy Roman Empire. Hand cannoneers, man-at-arms, and a few horsemen are getting trickled towards the center of the map. he is gaining a little bit of ground, but not too much. And now the bombards are pushing forward. They will be getting sniped, potentially sniped off by those hand cannons, but he does pull back. Valdemar does pull back. Meanwhile, 19 villagers have been killed behind this massive fight in the center of the map. 20 villagers. coRe is forced to send units to defend this. He needs to put up more outposts back here. He loves his outposts. He loves those cannon emplacements. He needs to push. He needs to place quite a few of those back there. Even if they don't have any emplacements, they need somewhere to hide from any future potential run bys. And now we do see the walls coming up. There is an outpost that is stopping this wall from fully connecting. And coRe is continuously pushing forward, sitting on 32 military. But Valdemar has 32 hand cannoneers that he is stutter stepping with and getting the most out of them. And coRe is getting pushed back once again. There's just too many hand cannoneers, palace guards, and palace guards to buffer for them. coRe does need to switch up his tactic a little bit. Otherwise, this is going to be a heavy back and forth between both of these players. The bombards really aren't doing much. They've been essentially useless ever since they popped out. If those were mangonels, at least there would be a little bit of splash damage going on. But the palace guards are pushing forward and they are focus firing down the bombards. One goes down, second one is pretty close to going down as well. Are they going to be able to keep it alive? Just barely. Emergency repair does go off on the outpost. It is still adding in a ton of damage onto the military force of Valdemar, but Valdemar is pushing in so aggressively right now. He's cutting off, or not necessarily cutting off, but he is killing a lot of the reinforcements that are coming up from coRe as they trickle in. And now the offensive keep is going to be dropped. I don't believe coRe is going to be able to hold this. All of his production is in the center of the map. Guess where the enemy units are? Guess where Valdemar's units are? In the center of the map. He's going to be killing all of these as they trickle out. I wouldn't be surprised to see a GG come through within the next 2, 3, even 4 minutes from coRe, because this is going to be such a massive lead that Valdemar has put himself in. Even if coRe is able to stabilize, Valdemar is gaining a bank. Once that keep comes up too, he's gonna have a huge anchor point. Oh, nice wall coming through right there from Valdemar in order to stop the ram. Oh, the ram still makes it through, but it'll get torched down by those villagers. Second ram, third ram coming in as well, getting focus fire. Well, not necessarily focus fire. They are getting a lot of damage put onto them, and now villagers are under fire. Well, they have been under fire. 25 villager kills for our Chinese player, 31 for Valdemar. He did for coRe. He did an amazing job in the early and mid game harassing, more mid game. He went for a naked fast castle essentially. Villagers are going back to start farming. But look at the amount of hand cannoneers and palace guards in the middle of coRe's production. He's sitting on a total of 190 supply. He is gathering his forces in the back, but look at where the hand cannoneers are. They're in really nice chokes. With the decent stutter step, he'll be able to pull back and do a ton of damage. More and more traders are getting picked off. How many traders do we have total? 9 total traders at the moment for coRe. None whatsoever, I believe, for Valdemar. But he doesn't need it right now. He's living off of his taxes. Taxes are a really good way to, you know, bolster your economy. Where? Okay, granary, almost 500. Okay, so let's go 5, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so just in that little area, we're looking at like 900, close to 1,000 gold, and that's not counting all the barracks, all the production, anything like that. A little bit of fight is happening again right here in the center of the map. Rams are added into the mix now, and this production will start going down slowly but surely. Valdemar, or excuse me, coRe needed to change up his strategy early on. He was trying to go for that huge meat push of man-at-arms over and over. He was switching it up, going from horsemen, force his opponent into spears. Then once his opponent went into spears, he would go into man-at-arms. But none of that mattered because the hand cannoneer numbers never fell. So the hand cannoneers were able to deal with both. They were able to kill off the horsemen fairly quickly, and then they would kill off the man-at-arms insanely quickly. That number realistically just never diminished, and we just have more and more palace guards flooding into the back, or not necessarily flooding, but they are getting pulled to the back to try to deal with some of those villagers, which means coRe has to push his army back in order to deal with the palace guards. And then we get this. This is what happens once you pull back from the front line. Valdemar is tower spamming inside of the base of coRe. We have the keep, no emplacements in there, but it is additional damage. It is an anchor point. I don't think we're gonna see any emplacements on these either, on any of the towers, but we don't need to. There's 4 rams out in play right now for our Chinese player, or 6 rams. Why does it say that there's, oh no, there's 10 rams. I was only looking at one set of them. They're the clockwork tower battering rams, and then there's the regular battering rams out in play for our Chinese player. They are just completely destroying the production of our HRE, who has dipped, whose supply is dipping ever so slightly, but it's not like he's going to be able to gain a force big enough to actually deal with this. Look at the amount of room that Valdemar has made for himself. He's cleared out probably about 10 production buildings so far. He has a keep there. He has several outposts to fall back on. If he decides to get any type of emplacements on them, that's just going to make a massive anchor point for him, an even bigger anchor point for him. Another fight is breaking off right here. Is this finally gonna go in favor of our HRE player? I don't believe so. The palace guards are getting pulled to the back line in order to start sniping off those mangonels. One goes off, one dies, second one is dead, third one dies as well, and not a single one of those mangonels were able to get a shot off onto the hand cannoneers of Valdemar. Another mango is coming out. Will this one have better luck than the last 3? I don't believe so. Oh no, focus fire, focus fire, and it decides to attack a ram. Nice little stutter step micro coming out from Valdemar. He is getting pushed back ever so slightly, but like I said, it's not going to make that big of a difference. coRe is being starved out. He's sitting on 36 villagers on food, but he has no bank. This is exactly what I was saying earlier. It doesn't matter if coRe is able to hold this or not. Valdemar was sitting on 200 for a solid 4 minutes, easy, just gathering up a bank. Oh, that is one lucky mangonel. That is a very lucky mangonel. It's gonna go down now. And while Valdemar was gathering up his bank, coRe was just bleeding units over and over and over. He just couldn't get any breathing room, and now more traders are going down. He needed those Lynch Connect way sooner. Palace guards are in the back of the base, just ravaging more and more villagers. The horsemen are getting picked off as well. Just look at the devastation that Valdemar has left. It started here. coRe had a nice good army right here and was getting slowly pushed back. GG gets called and game goes to our yellow Chinese player Valdemar. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.